Good morning, students. This is Senora Mo, and I am going to explain to you, give you an overview of the clothing project. So let's start with our learning plan. We're going to click on February the 5th. And as you'll see here over in the right corner, we have clothing project, work days, click for all info. There's actually a file folder, and then there's some FAQs. You are also receiving today Ropa paper number 1 and Ropa paper number 2. Those are 2 worksheets that will be due along with the clothing project next Tuesday. So let's go ahead. You can pick up copies of those 2 papers in class today on Wednesday, or if you're absent Wednesday, you can pick them up on Thursday. So let's click on the information on the project. That's going to take us to Schoology. And on Schoology, you have a folder here. So at the very top is a list of frequently asked questions. So if you click on that, if you have a question, maybe you're at home working on this or you're just not sure, type your question here. So my question would be, when is this project due? And then coaches are going to pop in every now and then and see if they can answer a question, or if not, I will answer the question and I will say Tuesday, February 13th. So that's what we're going to use the FAQ document for. So if you have any questions, post your question there. I will respond, or coaches are allowed to respond as well. So let's go back to the project folder on Schoology. So there are actually 3 parts to this project. Part 1 is you actually thinking about the clothing that you're going to shop for. So prior to shopping for the clothing, you're actually going to need to type a list in Spanish. So you can read the directions here, but you're actually going to be typing in the yellow boxes below. You're going to be typing the clothing words in Spanish that you think you're going to need once you decide whether or not you're going to do a makeover of your own closet or a transformation of a teacher. So either way, you're going to need 15 clothing words. You're going to jot down some colors that you're shopping for. So maybe you have colors that we haven't learned that you might need to look up. And then on the right box, you're going to type in any accessories, because we did not learn accessory words. If you want to buy watches or any jewelry or other items that we don't have on our clothing list, you're welcome to look those up and put those in the accessory box. That is part 1. That part of the project really shouldn't take you more than 1 class period. So once that's complete, you submit it and you simply move into part 2. Part 2 is the fun part. This is the shopping. So I'm assuming that most of us will be on part 2 on the second day of the project, which should be Friday. So for this, you're actually also going to use a document, and you're going to use some of the websites that I've approved. There's a click here to go to the approved websites. On that page, you'll see lots of links. If you find that a link is not working, please let me know. If you find that a link is in English, let me know. You should be shopping in Spanish. Let me repeat. You should be shopping in Spanish. Do not allow your computer to change the page to English. That will ruin this whole experience. So once you've clicked around and shopped on some websites, you might find 1 or 2 that you like. You might decide to buy everything from the thrift store called Micolette. I don't know. Up to you. You can do everything from Balenciaga. You do not have a budget. Then you're going to go and find 15 articles of clothing that you want to purchase. You're going to type the clothing word, the color word, the price in euros. This is the euro sign, the name of the website, and then I want a link to the actual clothing item placed here. You could also insert the picture, but you're going to need the picture for your final presentation. So this is just a way to keep a list of all 15 items that you do eventually plan to put on your project. Again, maybe a day on this one, day and a half. This is probably going to suck a lot of time out of you because it's fun, and you're going to get to see lots of cool websites and experience what it's like to shop on a website completely in Spanish. Once this is done, you'll still need this document to go back to find your links, but you can submit it on Schoology. That's part 2. Part 3 is actually putting it all together into a nice presentation. So that is the paper that I handed out in class that gives you the details about what must be on your presentation, whether you do your own capsule wardrobe or you do a teacher transformation. So I will leave that here. We're not going to click on that right now, but this is where you will submit it. You create your own slides. There's no template. I'm not giving you a slideshow. You're actually going to just create your own. So if you want to look at some examples, if you click here on Ropa Project examples, you can see lots of different examples of a couple of them. Like this one right here is a makeover of Mrs. Lenart. This is a makeover of one of our choir teachers, Mr. Lee. And then you have samples of some capsule wardrobes. So this one's a capsule, this one's a capsule, this one's a capsule. And you can see the required elements. Each one must have the item name, the color, and it must match to be grammatically correct, the price in euros, and the store that it was purchased from. Now, the picture you're going to cut and paste from the website. Okay. So this is a very good example of a student that used multiple stores: Balenciaga, Michelet, Desigual, Stradivarius. These are all sustainable fashion designers or thrift stores based in Spain. So the prices should all be in euros. Every now and then one is going to come up in dollars. I think Balenciaga might. Just go ahead and change that to euros. The dollar to euro conversion is pretty close. So I am okay with that. So that is what is due on Tuesday. So part 1 and part 2 need to be turned in on time. Part 3, which is the final presentation, is due Tuesday, along with the 2 papers that you are getting in class on Wednesday. Again, please put any questions in the Clothing Summative FAQs here at the top, or email me individually if you find that you need more time or you're confused about something. This is a very, very fun project, but it's also a very easy project to get a 100 on, as long as you follow the rubric and ask a lot of questions. So have fun shopping, and I will see you in la clase.